At least 1,500 people have now been arrested in Brazil after supporters of ex-leader Jair Bolsonaro stormed Congress.
A Russian missile destroys a town in the Kharkiv region as the Russian Ministry of Defense claims it's eliminated dozens of Ukrainian fighters in Donetsk.
Prince Harry's much-awaited biography hits the bookstores on the 10th of January and is expected to make some bombshell revelations.
Brazil's new president has vowed to punish supporters of the country's ex-leader Jair Bolsonaro after they stormed Congress. The rioters ransacked political buildings, pushing for the military to intervene and overturn the election he lost in October. Empty tents, scattered trash and overflowing garbage cans are all that remains. Authorities say now 1,500 people have been arrested since police regained control. President Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva has met with state governors in the capital. There he blamed Bolsonaro for encouraging the riots, saying several of his speeches incited the attack. On Monday, thousands of people filled the streets across Brazil's main cities to condemn the riots.
What hurts me is the impunity of the people who want to end the democracy of our country, which we fought so hard to form. Our democracy is only 30 years old and I want it to be millions. I'm a bit afraid that other things might happen again, but this won't stop our fight. It won't stop me. I think that we have to keep resisting and show that this is not the way, that this should never happen again.
The biggest assault on Brazil's democracy in decades. News of Sunday's uprising sent shockwaves around the world. But perhaps what is most alarming are the echoes of the US uprising almost exactly 2 years earlier.
President Lula, who has returned here to the capital, Brasilia, shortly after those chaotic scenes, and who has been working inside the presidential palace throughout the day on Monday, gathering authorities, including governors from all Brazilian states who have accompanied him here to the Supreme Court, where he delivered a short statement condemning what he describes as acts of terror by those protesters, and promising swift and severe punishment to those involved. Lula, who also attempted to convey a message that order has been restored here in Brazil, but what we saw on Monday were more protests erupting in other parts of the country, including in Sao Paulo, Brazil's largest city, and in Rio de Janeiro, following the dismantling of those sit-in protests, signaling, of course, that things will be very difficult for authorities here going forward, because this is, of course, a profoundly divided country, and reuniting Brazilians will take significantly longer than the cleanup operation that has already started here in Brazil's capital. Annalise Borges from Brasilia for Euronews.
Meanwhile, former President Jair Bolsonaro, who left Brazil days before Lula's inauguration, was hospitalized in Orlando, Florida due to severe abdominal pains and is currently under observation. He's denied any involvement in Sunday's riot and on Monday condemned the vandalism and the invasion of public buildings. Bolsonaro has suffered a multitude of health problems since he was stabbed during his 2018 presidential campaign.
At least 2 women in their 50s and 60s were killed and at least 7 were injured after a Russian missile hit Shevchenko in the Kharkiv region on Monday, according to Ukrainian officials. And this is what's left of the street market. Meanwhile, the Russian Ministry of Defense claims to have eliminated dozens of Ukrainian fighters in Donetsk. The Kremlin's press secretary, Dmitry Peskov, says the announcement of new deliveries of armoured vehicles from Western countries won't change a thing. These deliveries cannot and will not be able to change anything in Ukraine. These deliveries can add pain to the Ukrainian people and prolong their sufferings, but principally they will be unable to solve anything and disrupt the process of achieving the goals of the special military operation. Bakhmut is bombarded on a daily basis by the Russian army, and on Monday the separatists of the Donetsk region announced they've captured a nearby town, Bakhmutsk. However, the Wagner mercenary group claimed on social networks that it was they who took it and that it happened last month. The US says the Wagner group is interested in the salt and gypsum mines nearby. Food lovies need to book their tables soon if they want to eat at the best restaurant in the world in Copenhagen, as it's set to close at the end of 2024. The Danish eating house Noma has been awarded the world's best restaurant 5 times in its 20-year history. The chef and owner, René Redzepi, says he's going to turn it into a gastronomic laboratory dedicated to food innovation. The 3 Michelin-starred restaurant says it will have occasional openings for dinners, but that the meals won't define them anymore. Former Wales, Real Madrid and Tottenham forward Gareth Bale has retired from football. The 33-year-old has ended his shining career after being one of Britain's greatest players. He's won 5 Champions League titles and got to play in a World Cup for Wales in Qatar. The Welshman has played a record 111 matches for his country and scored a record 41 times. He made the announcement on social media, saying the decision was by far the hardest of his career.
So much for the royal motto, never complain and never explain. Prince Harry's much-awaited biography hits the bookstores on the 10th of January, but it's already making waves for its harsh attacks on his family. Britain's royal family. Royal biographer Angela Levin told Euronews that she thinks it's gone too far.
Harry is saying all these hideous private things. He's been a man who has always looked after his own privacy. He will sue any newspaper. He hates the British press. He will sue them at the slightest opportunity if he feels they're beginning to get into something that he thinks is private. Yet what he said about his father and William and himself, I just think is absolutely shocking. Whether the royal family is good or bad, people like it or not, we all have a family. And I think his way of dealing with his own family at the moment is shocking.
Neither Harry's father, King Charles, nor his brother, Prince William, have commented on the recent revelations. But Harry will have more to say with a number of TV interviews lined up for the coming weeks. Macabre, exciting and dark. Tim Burton's latest series, Wednesday, is one of Netflix's biggest hits of 2022, fascinating millions of viewers since its release last November. Fans will be delighted to hear that it is possible to visit the ghost town of Jericho, which was filmed in the Buftea studios in Romania, just a stone's throw away from Bucharest. Chef Flavian Dobre worked on the production and now organizes guided tours of the sets. It was a hefty production that took over 8 months to film and involved beautiful people who have revived, who gave precedence to Romanian cinema and made everything happen here at the Buftea studios, a place that has a very strong emotional, cinematic and cultural charge. The series was filmed across various locations in Romania, and the show has been a boon for the national tourism industry, showcasing the beauty of these places. But that is not all. The show also boasts a large cast and crew and did not shy away from using locals, such as the interpreter of the iconic character, Thing. Giving life to the dismembered hand in the live-action series is a Romanian magician who became an actor for the duration of the film. It's my acting debut. I don't know what to say. I was shocked, and I still am, because now, after the show was released, there was an explosion in the media and television all over the world about how this character was created. From what I understood, statistically speaking, it was the biggest curiosity about this series. Wednesday is giving travel enthusiasts another reason to visit Romania as they tour the Nevermore Castle or the set of Jericho, while they wait for Season 2, currently in the works.